the first thing and the most important thing is the one thing that literally marinates all of your nonverbal cues, that literally changes your thought process, changes your demeanor. And that's when you get with someone, you got to internally know what are the things that if they do, you're willing to walk away from. And the issue is that the more you like someone, the more your memory will cause you to move the goalposts, will cause you to forget your standards. And the reason why it's this is because you're getting drunk on validation. And the only reason why you get drunk on validation is because of low self-esteem. Literally, right? And so you have standards, but when somebody that you value validates you, you forget your standards and you move the goalposts for them. And this, internally, you start to fear walking away. You start to fear leaving them. And this literally changes everything about you. And in fact, you look like a completely different person. You look like a completely different person to them. And this type of person is a sweet, a good person, a person that they'll talk about, a person that they'll say how incredible you are, but also the type of person that they know you're always going to be there, a doormat. And when they know that, and honestly, I don't even blame them. It's just human nature to take things for granted. Like it's really human nature, and we all do it. And you gotta snap them out of it by your capacity to walk away. That's pretty much it. And so it's really something that takes a lot of self-control. And the problem is that when you have low self-esteem and when you want a relationship, when you want poom poom because of the validation, I'm telling you, you're not willing to walk away, and all of your nonverbal cues will look like a needy, desperate person. And the problem with that feeling of desperateness, you're not self-aware of how you're coming across. That's the issue, is that it comes with a fundamental lack of self-awareness. And really the only way to fix this, because you can't consciously not communicate that you're not willing to walk away. You really can't, because the self is always coming through. It really just comes down to sitting down on your own and writing and observing what are the things that I'm willing to walk away for, and what are the things that I'll tolerate. Once you have that in mind, and you tell yourself, I'm willing to follow this script, I am telling you, everything about you changes. I've seen this with women that got tired of my bullshit, and you can kind of tell because their demeanor changes. They're more serious. They're like, there's something about them that they can't copy that even if they wanted to. It's really a mindset shift. The next one is that you're able to detach. So detachment is not that you are a cold terminator, that you feel no emotion. It's literally that you have the capacity to leave something that you don't want to leave. It's doing something for your own benefit. And this is where the good people are not capable of doing this. And the reason why is because they're not psychopaths, they're not sociopaths, they're not narcissists, but most importantly, they may not have high self-esteem. Sometimes good people don't have good self-esteem, and that's just how that works. And so that's why this is something that you practice. You practice this by learning to detach from situations. And what does detachment mean? It means you react less, you're less reactive, right? So you miss your flight, you were able to let go about the fact that you wanted to be on vacation. You let that go. And you do that by not reacting to the content of your mind. And you do that through just literal meditation practice. A daily meditation practice of choosing to observe the breath and ignore your thoughts. What you're doing is that you're detaching from your thoughts and getting to know yourself by observing that within the framework of the physical body, because that's who you are. When you're able to do that, when you know that if you just observe the breath, your emotions, your negative emotions will go down and positive emotions will take its place, you develop confidence. You develop self-esteem. You develop self-respect. And this literally changes your nonverbal cues. You become less reactionary. You're more calm. You're more detached. You're more unbothered. And people are just drawn to that. But this is something that you cannot fake. You cannot fake this. Absolutely not. You can't fake this. If you try to fake it, you're gonna look like you're gonna look incongruent. Because I prefer that you try to be your needy, creepy selves than try to hide it, because what happens is that the self is always coming through, and people can fake inauthenticity. People can tell and read fake confidence. Right? Now, the next thing is that they become obsessed with people who love their lives. And this is more so of a long-term plan. Too many people hate their lives, man. And the reason why you hate your life is because you didn't plan it correctly. You didn't plan long-term enough. You didn't plan it. So you got to take a step back and look at where is your life. For example, me, I live here, and I wish I could have more friends here. And not having enough friends does make me more needy. So what do? Well, my plan is when I move back to New York City, set up an art group. And in that art group, because I have it here, but here in Mexico, it's a little bit more difficult because it's really far. Everything's far away from each other. It's kind of crazy. So it's harder to have those types of groups. So my plan when I go back is have an art group and a meditation group, but not me teaching, but more so me being part of the group, right? And me hang out with more of my friends, right? And me get to know more other artists. And I can promise you, this plan is not going to make me have a better life today or tomorrow, but in the next year, it's going to improve, and that's going to improve my self-esteem, right? And I plan to see my friends more. And so really the quality of your life really does depend on how you plan 1 or 2 years ahead. The problem is that too many people are too anxious to set plans and fail. You guys are too anxious, and really you're not used to thinking long term. This is something that you got to work on. It's a muscle, the long-term muscle. And the reason why most people don't plan long term is because they're too reactionary to the present moment. Somebody doesn't like you, you react. Somebody leaves you, you overreact, and you just start thinking about how bad your life is. Step out of the moment. Look further 2 or 3 years ahead. It actually calms you down. Thinking long-term and having long-term plans calms your mind, calms your non-verbal cues. You dump me, if a girl dumps me, okay, that's fine. Because I know my plan will attract the right woman into my life, and that calms me down. That makes me less needy. That makes me less creepy. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of it has to do with uncertainty of the future. If you just plan your future and believe in it and have a plan based on evidence, over time it'll calm you down. And it's surprising. It is true, man. A lot of our needy, creepy behavior comes down because we're afraid of what's going to happen in the future. Plan that future out. And even if you fail, try it again. And over time, you're going to develop the confidence to predict things. And that's going to predict how you're going to do in your relationship. Because now you leave me, that's fine. I know strategies to find someone who's going to appreciate me for me. All right. So remember, the capacity to detach, the capacity to walk away, and the capacity to plan your future, right? Because when you feel needy and creepy, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Get certainty about your future, and all of a sudden everything else will fall into place, and your demeanor will all of a sudden just come across as more confident and more magnetic. All right. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch 1 or 2 videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times, just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times, my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you'll see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say, and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico and they were like, hey, Alexis. And I'm like, hey,
oh my God, you watch, your videos are so great. And I'm like, and she was like, look at my kid. I'm like, what you talk about your kid? That's not my kid. She's like, no. Because of him, because of your videos, he's here. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a thing. But I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable. All right, and with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos. Okay. Anyways, see you guys inside, and thank you.